Welcome to Speak English for You.
Hello, and welcome back to Speak English for You. I'm your host.
It's great to be here.
And today, well, I want you to picture this. You're walking down a busy city street on a Tuesday afternoon. It's a completely normal day. You're just minding your own business, maybe holding a coffee, running through your to-do list.
Right, just totally lost in your own thoughts.
Exactly. And then, out of nowhere, your toe catches on an uneven piece of pavement. You stumble. You don't actually fall down and the coffee doesn't even spill.
You just lose your balance for like fraction of a second.
Yeah, just a tiny slip. But internally, a massive physiological alarm bell has just been pulled. Instantly, your face gets hot, your heart rate spikes, just hammering against your ribs.
And your stomach completely drops.
It really does. And the crazy part is your very first instinct isn't to check if you're injured. It's to frantically look around, darting your eyes to see who witnessed this tiny microscopic mistake.
It's such an immediate, aggressive reflex, that sudden panic of being perceived by others.
So welcome to today's deep dive. We are exploring that exact moment, the anatomy of an embarrassing mistake, and, well, how to stop letting the fear of judgment control us.
It's a really fascinating topic.
It is. And interestingly enough, our source material today is an excerpt from one of our very own English learning scripts right here at Speak English for You. But beneath the language lessons, it contains this really profound psychological breakdown.
It really highlights this bizarre paradox. We prioritize the opinions of nameless strangers over our own comfort.
Strangers who, honestly, will forget us in 10 seconds. So let's break down that stumble on the sidewalk. Because the intensity of the physical reaction is just wild.
Yeah, you aren't just feeling a mild sense of like, oops. You're experiencing a full physiological emergency. Within milliseconds of that stumble, your sympathetic nervous system triggers a fight-or-flight response.
Wow, so it really is a physical emergency to the body.
Exactly. Your adrenal glands start pumping cortisol and adrenalines straight into your bloodstream.
Which totally explains the racing heart. Your body is literally preparing to sprint away from danger. But there's also the flushed face, which has always fascinated me.
Right, that sudden heat you feel.
Yeah. It isn't just a random thing. It's vasodilation. The blood vessels in your face and neck expand, rushing blood to your skin. And, evolutionary biologists view this blush as an appeasement display.
A physical way of apologizing.
Exactly. It's our involuntary way of signaling to the group, hey, I know I messed up. Please don't be angry with me.
It's literally a biological apology to the tribe. But the absurdity is that you're apologizing to people you don't even know.
Right.
Your body mobilizes all these extreme survival mechanisms over a cracked piece of pavement and like a random stranger walking their dog.
And that is exactly where the logic just completely falls apart for me. If I know these people don't know my name and I'll never see them again, why does my body react like it's a life or death emergency?
It really feels like a predator just stepped out of the bushes.
Yes. If I'm being chased by a bear, I absolutely want that adrenaline. But if I just tripped on my own shoe, I just want to keep walking peacefully.
And it doesn't just stop at tripping. We let this exact same panic limit our daily lives. We leave the bright, fun jacket in the closet and wear a boring sweater just because someone on the subway might look twice.
Oh, I've definitely done that.
Or you sit in a meeting, you have a great idea, but you keep your mouth shut because someone might think it's a stupid question.
We really shrink ourselves. We sacrifice our authenticity for, well, phantoms, nameless people. And to understand why we hand over so much power to them, we kind of have to look backward.
Yeah, we have to look at the evolutionary hardware we're running on.
Right, because the source points out this isn't a glitch. It's a survival mechanism that's actually working flawlessly. It's just operating in the wrong century.
Yeah, we're talking about evolutionary mismatch theory. Our modern world has subways and crowded cafes, but our human biology evolves incredibly slowly.
So our brains are still stuck in the past.
Exactly. They are calibrated for the Pleistocene epoch. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans lived in small, nomadic tribes, and in that environment, making a public mistake had incredibly high stakes.
Because if you broke the social rules, you ran the risk of being rejected. And back then, ostracism wasn't just, a blow to your self-esteem.
No, it was a literal death sentence.
Right. If the tribe kicked you out, you couldn't hunt a mammoth alone or survive a freezing winter by yourself. You would die. So we are wired for belonging.
The brain learned a very brutal equation: social rejection equals death. So when that stranger on the sidewalk looks at you, your rational brain says, it's fine.
But the deeper part of your brain disagrees.
Completely. Your ancient amygdala, which is the threat detection center, just screams, the tribe is judging us. We are going to freeze in the wilderness.
Oh my goodness. It's like having this outdated software running in the background, or like a hypersensitive car alarm.
That's a great analogy.
Right. A gentle breeze blows past the car, and the alarm just blares at full volume, convinced it's being stolen. The alarm is doing its job, but the context is just totally wrong.
We're sitting in a safe coffee shop, not the freezing wilderness.
Exactly. We are safe. And the stranger can't actually hurt us. But if intellectually we can accept that, why can't we just turn the panic response off?
Well, bridging that gap requires a massive shift in perspective. We spend all this energy obsessing over what the audience is thinking about us.
Right.
But the source material reveals the truth that frees you. We have to look at what that audience is actually doing. We suffer from something called the spotlight effect.
Where we think everyone is staring at us.
Yes, we genuinely walk around believing there's a spotlight highlighting every single flaw for the world to evaluate.
I always think of it like being an incredibly stressed out actor on a stage. You're sweating, obsessing over every line, terrified of the critics in the dark theater.
But if you actually look out into the auditorium,
The theater is totally empty. Or if there's someone out there, they have their back turned and they're just frantically memorizing their own script, you are performing for nobody.
that changes the paradigm completely.
Yeah.
Most people are not thinking about you at all. They're entirely self-absorbed.
Which is strangely comforting, honestly.
It really is. When you tripped, someone might have noticed for maybe 2 seconds, but then their brain immediately pivoted right back to their own worries.
Right. They go right back to stressing about their job or their relationships, or ironically worrying if they look weird while they're walking.
Exactly. They are the directors of their own movies.
Yeah.
You're just extra walking through the background.
The source has this really powerful phrase, you were never the main character in their story. I love that.
It's so humbling, but so liberating. Recognizing our own insignificance to strangers is the best antidote to that panic.
And this brings us right back to the context of Speak English for You. Because speaking a new language is, well, it's the ultimate vulnerability test.
Oh, absolutely. It practically guarantees failure.
Yeah, you are going to stumble. You'll use the wrong verb or totally butcher the pronunciation or just freeze up. It's like tripping on the sidewalk over and over again, but with your words.
And your amygdala hates that. It screams at you to stay quiet so the tribe doesn't see you struggle.
But if we apply that empty theater analogy, if we realize no one is secretly grading our grammar, it's just so freeing. You can make mistakes, you can laugh, and you can just try.
The text offers a brilliant reality check for this too. It separates the tangible reality from phantom opinions.
Oh, right.
It reminds us that a stranger's opinion does not pay your bills.
It doesn't hold your hand when you're sad.
Right. Doesn't put a roof over your head or make you happy. Their opinions are completely powerless.
They really are.
Yeah.
They only have power if we voluntarily hand over the remote control to our emotions. So how do we practically take that power back?
Well, the moment when your face is hot, you need a tool to short-circuit that amygdala. And the source gives us a great cognitive interrupt.
The 1-year rule.
Yes. The 1-year rule. When you feel that panic building, you force your rational brain to answer one simple question.
Will this person matter to me in 1 year?
Exactly. Projecting 12 months into the future forcefully pulls your brain out of the immediate crisis.
It dampens the emotional alarm.
Right. You remind your nervous system that this person on the subway is not a permanent member of your survival tribe.
So if you're terrified to order food in English because the waiter might smirk, just ask, will that waiter matter to me in 1 year? No.
And once you hit that no, the illusion shatters. The threat is gone.
And your instructions become so clear. Once the answer is no, you do it anyway. You speak anyway. You wear the bright jacket anyway.
You live fully despite the discomfort.
Exactly. You refuse to let strangers draw the boundaries of your life. So, wow, let's recap our journey today.
We covered a lot of ground.
We did. We started by recognizing that a hot face and a racing heart aren't personal flaws. They're just biological appeasement displays.
Right, ancient wiring from when social rejection meant literal death in the wilderness.
But we countered that outdated software by accepting that everyone is just the main character of their own story. The theater is empty.
And we could use the 1-year rule to reclaim our energy and short-circuit that panic whenever it pops up.
Yes. But, before I wrap up, I want to leave you with one final kind of provocative thought, something to explore on your own.
Let's hear it.
We've spent this whole time focusing inward on how to calm our own alarm bells. But what if we look outward?
Because everyone else has that same car alarm in their head, too.
Exactly. Every stranger on the street is secretly trapped in their own fear of being judged. So next time you see a stranger trip or drop their groceries or totally mess up a word,
You know exactly how terrified they feel in that exact second.
right, you know their heart is pounding. So what if, instead of looking away, you became the one to break the cycle? When they frantically look around to see who saw them, what if you just catch their eye and give them a warm, empathetic smile?
A tiny nod that says, it's no big deal.
Yes, you would be giving them a visible, biological safety signal. You're telling their panicked brain, the tribe is not rejecting you, you are safe.
It's amazing that we actually have the power to turn off someone else's survival alarm just by being kind.
It really is beautiful. So that is your homework for this week. Practice the one-year rule for yourself, but also try to be that biological safety signal for someone else who is struggling.
That's a great exercise.
Thank you all so much for joining us for this deep dive. We really appreciate you spending your time with us.
Thanks for having me.
Please don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And until then, keep speaking English for you.